Hello, you've caught me thinking about Christmas and wearing my Christmas hat and my Christmas jumper and eating Christmas food. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
I love it. That time of the year when you stop caring about everything for a week or so, when it's against the law to not have some item of food going into your mouth at any one time, and when all the gaming websites and YouTube channels do their "here's what was good over the last 12 months" bit because our brains are tired and we've basically all clocked off.
You stare it down, I'm eating.
Oh, here are 7 gaming moments that blew our minds in 2017.
It didn't hang about, did it, 2017? While most arbitrarily divided up chunks of 12 months take a while to get going in terms of video game releases, 2017 decided the best way to start things off would be to trap us inside one of the most terrifying survival horror settings ever conceived. The grimy, rotten hellhole that was Resident Evil 7's Baker House. I remember being given the task of playing and making videos about Resident Evil 7, because Dave was obviously too scared and Nath was too still playing The Witcher 3 all the time, and thinking, oh great, a horror game. It's either going to be brilliant and therefore terrifying, or rubbish and not scary at all. Either way, I lose.
Turned out Resi 7 was the former, although somehow it ended up being so good I was able to overcome my natural cowardice.
There was something about Resi 7. It was perfectly balanced in that it was ever so slightly more compelling than it was scary, forcing you through its dank, murky corridors at a pace that only upped the tension. The dead silence, the muffled creak of wooden floorboards, of doors caked in decades of muck, the flat, dull light that seemed to freeze the entire place in one haunted moment, like the whole house was gagged. The Baker Mansion was wonderfully horrific.
It was a real throwback to the enclosed, focused settings of classic games like Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Solid, and the original Resident Evil.
Games where place was as vital as character or music, and yeah, it blew us all away back at the start of 2017. Even Dave, who loves horror games like Turkeys Love Christmas, was coaxed into giving it a go, a line which, to be honest, I've only written so I can show this footage of him playing Resi 7 in VR again. Before we'd even had chance to recover from the shock of Resi being scary again, PS4 was hitting us round the face with yet another incredible title, Horizon Zero Dawn. My personal game of the year, Horizon is a game full of moments that could have made this list. The first time you climb somewhere high and look at how beautiful it is. When you find out what happens at the end, don't worry, we won't spoil it. When you realise you can make the sun move in photo mode.
But the moment we've gone for, and I'm sure this is a moment everyone who's played Horizon Zero Dawn has experienced, is when you take down your very first Thunderjaw.
These hulking mechanical monstrosities are the cover stars of Horizon Zero Dawn, like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park or Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace. They're the headline act, what you've paid the admission fee for, and fighting them is a breathless dance of running, sliding, dodging, firing, rope casting, tearing, disc launchering, and finally, photo moding as you pose next to the massive machine you've just downed.
No two fights are ever the same in Horizon. There's this thrilling unpredictability to both the world and the machines that inhabit it.
You could be fighting a Thunderjaw and stray into Sawtooth territory. You could plummet off a cliff. You could battle long into the night, the moon raising everything with its soft blue glow. Bottom line, combat in Horizon Zero Dawn is utterly brilliant. Fighting a Thunderjaw is the pinnacle. Amazing. Our third entry is that moment when you realise you're playing an amazing game out of absolutely nowhere. The game in question being Nier Automata, which released hot on the heels of Resi 7 and Horizon, as if I didn't have enough Game of the Year contenders to play through already.
I mean, I should have guessed. An open-world action RPG published by Square Enix and developed by Platinum Games.
Why wasn't I more hyped for this? Maybe because of the lukewarm critical reception for predecessors Nier and Drakengard, my definition of lukewarm now being not 10 out of 10s from every single publication on the planet. But my trepidation soon turned to reckless joy as I twirled about, hacking various post-apocalyptic nasties to bits as balletic android warrior 2B. There are various moments from Nier Automata that could make this list when you realise you've got to finish the game 47 times to get the true ending, for example, but seeing as how lots of you watching this video probably haven't played it yet, I'm not going to spoil anything. Our entry is simply when you realise just how ludicrously good this game is, and that it's only March and already you've got 3 titles that could all justifiably be Game of the Year.
Get Nier Automata on your Christmas list, or if you've already played it, buy it for someone else. Spread the joy.
There are few things in life as wonderful as revisiting something you loved from your childhood, especially if that thing has been remade polygon for polygon, and then had loads more polygons added, and is called Crash Bandicoot, which was, I imagine, the first foray into the land of PlayStation for a large number of people watching this video.
Let's see you in the comments if Crash was your first ever PlayStation game. Mine was actually Overboard, but they've not remade that for some reason.
So, our 4th entry is when you boot up Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for the first time and start playing your childhood in high definition. I found it amazing how much I'd forgotten but then instantly remembered the second I saw it. Like, the layout of all the levels in Crash Warped, the music, the attack pattern of every single boss, the tear-inducing fury of trying to finish the high road.
Well, why don't you come and do it then?
Oh, you stupid bloody fox! Oh, I knew these games were a waste of time!
E3 2017 was full of exciting PS4 announcements. Seeing a full remake of Shadow of the Colossus running on current gen tech was super exciting and is a moment that could easily have made this list, but for me it was topped by the announcement of, and my subsequent first hands-on with, Skyrim on PlayStation VR. Regular viewers will probably be aware that I quite like Skyrim, and so to now have the opportunity to be more in that world than ever before just had me more hyped than I can put into words. I mean, I tried putting it into words when filming a reaction after my first hands-on, but all that really came out was and
Help me, please. Like everything to do with VR, it's just something you have to experience for yourself. There's nothing I can say that's going to convince you.
Unless me saying somehow did. Look, Skyrim in VR is everything I dreamed it would be. Seeing a dragon towering in front of you as it lays waste to a village, craning your neck skywards to glimpse the mountain peaks, dual-wielding magic spells with the PlayStation Move motion controllers like you're in the X-Men. Oh man, what a wonderful time to be alive. Have you ever had one of those days that's just really good? You know, you might find a tenner in your coat pocket you'd completely forgotten about, or your mate cancels on you so you can go home and play games all night instead of being social, or you manage to go your entire train journey to work without anyone sitting next to you. You know, good days.
Well, I had a day that was even better than that this year. It was the 19th of September.
I'd come to work and, as usual, was feeling quiet and sad, mostly because I hadn't yet thought of a way to crowbar a Metal Gear reference into a Friday feature about games that came out in 2017, when all of a sudden I saw a news article concerning one of my favourite games of all time. Final Fantasy IX was apparently coming to PS4 with trophies.
You know when you get really bad news and your stomach just sinks? Well, I got the opposite of that. I was so excited, I almost vomited my stomach out of my mouth.
I dug around and it turned out the news article was telling the truth and that Final Fantasy IX was indeed coming to PS4. Not only that, it was coming out today. That's right, I went from being totally oblivious to the existence of one of the greatest JRPGs of all time on PS4 to downloading it on my PS4 within 1 hour.
What a day. What a day.
The less said about the time I then got home to discover there was a trophy for jumping over that skipping rope 1,000 times, the better. I just can't do it. Our final gaming moment that blew our minds this year comes from Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I thought I'd seen everything there was to see from Assassin's Creed, even though Origins had me more excited than any game in the series since Ezio darted over the rooftops of the Italian Renaissance. I wasn't expecting to have the wow moment I did when I first got control of Senu, the eagle.
Ironically, there's no eagle vision in Assassin's Creed Origins. What you've got instead is looking through the eyes of an eagle.
And I flew up, and the world of Assassin's Creed Origins unravelled beneath me like a sun-kissed quilt of gold and green. Mountains, lakes, deserts, it just went on and on. These must just be rendered in to give the illusion of size, I thought. The world can't be that big. Then I looked on the world map at my starting point of Siwa, which I thought was pretty sizable anyway. You know, maybe there'll be 3 or so settlements like this, joined by some sand. That'll be fine. But no, the scale of Assassin's Creed Origins took my breath away. It's the biggest, most beautiful Creed ever, easily up there with Ezio's trilogy and Black Flag, and I can't end this without talking about that water. Oh good lord, that water. It does everything water should. It rolls and laps and flows realistically around my boat and has crocodiles in it and... oh, this is peak water, peak Assassin's Creed, mind blown. So there are 7 gaming moments that blew our minds this year. I could have included loads more. The first time you pull off a heist inside someone's mind in Persona 5. Winning a game of Fortnite, at least I imagine that's great, I've not done it yet. Ghost of Tsushima being announced at Paris Games Week. The Death Stranding trailer from the Video Game Awards. Hellblade's incredible audio. It's impossible to include them all, so please fill the comments with your own favourite PS4 moments from the last year. Give this video a like if you like, and have a fantastic Christmas and New Year. I'm taking a break for a couple of weeks, but we've got our Christmas Let's Play Metal Gear Stupid to keep you entertained over the festive period before normal Friday feature service is resumed on the 5th of January. Thanks for watching, and see you in the new year.